Welcome to my expat stories. This one's going to split you right down the middle. Half of you will think this guy's an idiot. The other half will think he's living the dream. Either way, you're going to have an opinion. This comes from Graham, 61, retired property developer from Manchester. He sold his business, moved to Medellín, met a 24-year-old woman working in a bar, married her, built a house in the mountains, and spent over $400,000 doing it. And he'll tell you himself, his life is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Subscribe and hit the like button before you decide what you think about Graham. His answer will challenge everything you believe about these relationships. Here's his letter. My name's Graham. I'm 61 years old. I made my money in property development back in Manchester. Started from nothing. Built it up over 30 years. By the time I hit 55, I had about £900,000 sitting in investments, and my house paid off. I'm not bragging. Just setting the scene because I think it's important you understand I'm not some desperate fool who doesn't know what he's doing. I've been around. I was married once. That ended after 7 years. We grew apart. No drama. I had a few relationships after that, but nothing serious. Work always came first. By the time I turned 60, I'd sold up. Retired. Had more money than I knew what to do with, and nobody to answer to. My mates were all retiring to Spain. Costa del Sol. Golf every day. Beers in the sun. That didn't appeal to me. I wanted something different. Something more exciting. I'd heard about Colombia. Medellin specifically. Digital nomads loved it. The weather was perfect. The cost of living was cheap. And from what I read online, it looked modern and safe. I booked a flight in early 2023. Rented an apartment in El Poblado for a month, just to see if I liked it. The flight was long, but I flew business class. If you are going to be on a plane for 11 hours, you might as well be comfortable. When I arrived, I was immediately impressed. The airport was spotless. The city was beautiful. Mountains on every side. Modern buildings. Clean streets. Not what I expected at all. I spent the first week doing tourist things. Visited Comuna 13. Took the cable cars up to the hillside neighbourhoods. Went to Pueblito Paisa. It was interesting, but I'll be honest, I was lonely. When you're travelling alone at my age, you notice everyone else is with someone. Couples everywhere. And you start thinking it would be nice to have company. One evening I was in my apartment looking online for places to go. Bars or restaurants where expats hung out. I kept seeing references to Parque Lleras. That's the main nightlife area in Poblado. I'd walked past it during the day, but never gone at night. I decided to check it out. Got a taxi. Was dropped off on a corner near the park. It was packed. Music from every direction. Bars on all sides. Lots of tourists. Lots of locals. I walked into one of the bars. Small place. Open front. Maybe 6 tables. A few Colombian. Women working behind the bar. I sat down. Ordered a Club Colombia. One of the women came over. She was young, maybe mid-20s. Very pretty. Dark hair. Big smile. She asked where I was from. How long I'd been in Medellin. The usual questions. I told her Manchester. Been here a week, thinking about staying longer. She said that's great. Medellin is a beautiful city. She seemed genuinely interested in talking to me. Asked more questions. What I'd seen so far. What I was planning to do. We chatted for probably 20 minutes. She was very easy to talk to. Friendly. Smiling. It was nice to have someone to chat with. Her name was Valentina. She told me she was from a small town outside Medellin. Came to the city to work because there weren't good jobs back home. Now, I'm not naive. I knew what kind of bar this was. I could see all the staff were young Colombian women. All the customers were older foreign men. I knew what was going on. But I thought, what's the harm? She's working. She's being friendly. I'm enjoying the conversation. I bought her a few drinks. We talked for another hour. She told me about her family, her mother, her younger sister. They lived in a town called El Retiro, about an hour from Medellin. She sent money home every month to help support them. I found myself feeling sympathetic. Here was this young woman trying to make a better life for her family. I told her I thought she was doing a great job. She put her hand on my arm and said, "Thank you. You're very kind." And I could see she actually meant it. By midnight, the bar was closing. Valentina asked if I wanted to get something to eat. I thought about it for a moment. Thought, why not? I'm in Medellin on my own, nobody to answer to. It would be nice to have company. I said yes. We left the bar. I paid the bill. Didn't really look at it. There was an extra charge. something called a salida. I didn't know what that meant, but I didn't care. We went to a late night restaurant, Colombian food. She ordered for both of us. The food was actually very good. We talked a lot over that meal. She asked about my life, about my business, about why I came to Colombia. I found myself telling her quite a lot, more than I normally would. There was something about her that made me feel comfortable. She seemed genuinely interested, asked follow-up questions, remembered things I'd said earlier. I thought this girl's not only beautiful, but intelligent and a good listener. After dinner, I gave her some money, $200, said I had a great time. She looked surprised, said most men expected more. I said I'm not most men. I just enjoyed the company. She smiled, said she'd like to see me again. I said I'd like that too. We exchanged numbers. She got in a taxi. So did I. All the way back to my apartment, I was thinking about her, how lovely she was, how easy she was to talk to. By the time I got home, I knew I wanted to see her again. The next evening, I went back to the bar she was working. When she saw me, her face lit up. She came over and hugged me, said, "You came back. I'm so happy." I said, "Of course I came back." We left the bar together again. Got dinner. This time we went back to my apartment after. I'm not going to go into details, but I will say I hadn't felt that way about someone in years. Maybe ever. Over the next few weeks, I saw Valentina every day. She was still working at the bar, but we'd meet up after her shift. I was having the time of my life. I'd never felt this way before. Not even with my ex-wife. Valentina seemed to feel the same way. Always affectionate, always smiling, always telling me how happy she was. I thought, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. Now, of course, there's the age difference. I'm 61, she's 24. That's a big gap. But it didn't bother me. Didn't seem to bother her. She said she liked older men. They're more mature, more stable, more kind. Not like young Colombian guys who only want one thing. After about 6 weeks, I suggested she stop working at the bar. I said I'd give her money every month. Replace her income. That way we could spend more time together, and she wouldn't have to work in that environment. She seemed hesitant at first, said she needed to make money for her family. I said I understood. Whatever amount you need, I'll give you that, plus extra for yourself. When I said that, she looked like it was the best thing she'd ever heard. Said nobody had ever been so kind to her. Said she felt like the luckiest girl in the world. That made me feel incredible. I said, you deserve to be looked after. I want to be the person who does that for you. She stopped working at the bar. I started giving her $2,000 a month. From what I've heard, that's quite a lot. But to me, it was nothing. Less than 15% of my monthly income from investments. Things were going well. After about 3 months, she asked if I wanted to meet her family, visit her town. I said absolutely. We took a bus to El Retiro, about an hour and a half from Medellín. The town was small, rural, very different from the city. Her family lived in a modest house on the edge of town. Her mother was welcoming. Lots of hugs. Her younger sister was shy but friendly. We stayed for a few days. The living conditions were basic. No air conditioning. Simple food. But I didn't complain. I wanted to show Valentina I was willing to embrace her culture. During those 3 days, we talked about getting married. Her family seemed happy about it. Her mother especially. So we decided to do it. Set a date for a few months later. When we got back to Medellin, Valentina said something that surprised me. She said in Colombia, when you marry someone, you give money to the family. Show respect. Show you can provide. She said it's tradition. I asked how much. She said depends on the family. For hers, maybe $15,000, plus some jewellery, gold necklaces, bracelets. I thought about it. $15,000 seemed like a lot, but I could afford it. And if it's tradition, I didn't want to disrespect her family. I said, okay, let's do it properly. We went to a jewellery store in Medellin, bought gold necklaces and bracelets. Cost about $5,000. Then I withdrew $15,000 in cash for the family. The wedding was in El Retiro. Outdoor ceremony. About 100 people. Her whole family. Neighbours. People from the town. There was a priest. Blessings. Lots of food and music. The money and gold were displayed on a table for everyone to see. People took photos. I could hear them talking in Spanish. Probably commenting on the amount. Valentina's mother looked so proud. Valentina looked happy. I felt like I'd done the right thing. After the wedding, we went back to Medellin. It felt amazing being married. But after a few weeks, Valentina said something I hadn't expected. She said she thought we should move to El Retiro. live there permanently, build our own house, be close to her family. I wasn't sure at first. I liked Medellin. I liked the convenience, the restaurants, the shopping. But I thought about what she was saying. If we wanted to build a life together, it made sense to do it in her town, where she had family support. I said, okay, let's do it. She was so happy. Said it was the best decision. Said we could build a beautiful house. Big, modern. Everything I'd need to be comfortable. We started looking at land. Her family gave us a plot, said it was a gift. It would have to stay in her name though. Didn't bother me. We hired builders. Got quotes. The house was going to cost about $120,000. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, modern kitchen, air conditioning, balcony with mountain views. I thought that was incredibly reasonable. In the UK, you couldn't build a garden shed for that. I paid for it. No hesitation. The building process took about 8 months. During that time, we stayed with her family. It was cramped, but I made it work. I paid to add a room to their house for us. Added a private bathroom. Made it comfortable. During those 8 months, Valentina would ask for money for various things. Sometimes for materials for the house. Sometimes for her mother, her sister, other relatives who needed help. I kept giving her the money because I trusted her. She was my wife. Finally, the house was finished. It was beautiful. 2 stories, big living room, spacious bedrooms. The balcony overlooked fields and mountains. I was incredibly proud. After we moved in, I thought life would settle down. But Valentina kept asking for money. Small business ideas she wanted to try. Help for her family. On top of the $2,000 a month, I was probably giving her another $3,000 or $4,000 for these extra things. I started to wonder if I should be more careful. One day she asked for $10,000. Said she wanted to open a small shop in town. I said, okay, but I want to be involved. See what you're doing with all this money. She didn't hesitate. Said, of course. So we went around town. Her sister had a new TV, new furniture, her cousin had a new motorcycle. When they saw me, they were all very respectful. Offered me drinks, offered me food. I could look at this 2 ways. Either they're taking advantage of a foreigner, or I'm a 61-year-old man living in a beautiful house with a 24-year-old wife who treats me incredibly well, and I can afford to help her family. I chose to look at it the second way. About a year after we moved to El Retiro, I made another decision. I bought an apartment in El Poblado. Cost me about $200,000. We were going back to Medellin every month or so, staying in hotels. I thought, why not have our own place? Somewhere bigger, somewhere permanent. Yes, the apartment is in Valentina's name. I don't have a lease, but she's going to outlive me. So what's the problem? I've spent other large sums too. Not as much as the apartment, but still significant. A car. A nice SUV for driving between El Retiro and Medellin. Cost $30,000. Another $10,000 on furniture for the apartment. $5,000 here and there for family emergencies. If I add it all up, I've probably spent close to $400,000 since I met Valentina. Maybe more. The house, the apartment, the car, the monthly payments, the wedding, the gold, the family help. All of it. Some people would say I'm being taken advantage of. Some people would say I'm a fool. Let me tell you what I think. I wake up every morning in a beautiful house in the mountains. My wife brings me breakfast without me asking. Coffee, toast, eggs, whatever I want. She knows what I like and she keeps it varied. I spend my days doing whatever I want. Reading, watching TV, going for drives. We go to Medellin whenever we feel like it. Stay in our apartment, go to nice restaurants. Come back when we're ready. Valentina never complains. Never asks me to do anything I don't want to do. Never stays out late. Never goes anywhere without telling me. If there's a party in town or a family event, she insists I come with her. We're married, we do things together. Her family is always around. That's true. They live next door. Her sister visits almost every day. Her cousins come over. There's always people in our house. At first it bothered me. I'm British, I value privacy. But I realised this is how Colombian families work. They're close-knit. They help each other. And honestly, they've been nothing but respectful to me. Has some of the money I've given been wasted? Probably. But I've seen most of it used to improve her family's lives. And the thing is, I consider the value I've gotten from this relationship to be far more than what I've spent. I had a friend in El Retiro, another British guy, older than me. He'd married a Colombian woman too, built a house, did the same things I did. But he ran out of money. And when he ran out, his wife left him, found someone else. He had to go back to the UK. Bitter. Broken. That won't happen to me because I have enough money to sustain this lifestyle indefinitely. I know what you're thinking. You think I'm being scammed. You think Valentina is using me. You think I'm a fool who can't see what's right in front of him. Let me ask you a question. Would Valentina be with me if I didn't have money? No, of course not, but I wouldn't be with her if I didn't have money either, because she needs to make money somehow. She needs to support her family. If I couldn't provide that, she'd have to find someone else who could. So, yes, she wouldn't be with me without money. But I don't care. That's not the point. The point is I have the money. I can afford this lifestyle. And in exchange, I have a beautiful wife who treats me incredibly well, who makes me feel valued, who makes me feel like I matter. I've never been happier in my life. People will say I'm delusional. People will say I'm being taken advantage of. Maybe I am, but I'm 61 years old. I've worked my whole life. I've earned this money. And if this is how I choose to spend it, then that's my decision. Some people spend money on sports cars. Some people spend money on big houses they never use. Some people spend money on expensive holidays. I spend money on a wife and a life that makes me happy every single day. Is it the same kind of love I feel for her that she feels for me? No. I love being with her. What she does for me. How she makes me feel. She loves the life I've given her. She loves that her family is taken care of. She loves that her daughter, from a previous relationship, has a good future because I'm paying for her education. That's the exchange. And I'm fine with it. I still have my investments. I still have my house in Manchester rented out. I still have a good income even after everything I've spent. My life is comfortable. My life is perfect. I wake up every morning and think I'm the luckiest man in the world. Some people won't understand that. Some people will think I'm a fool. That's fine. They're not living my life. I am. I'm still in El Retiro, still with Valentina, still happy. It's been 2 years since we got married. The house is paid for. The apartment is paid for. The car is paid for. I give her $5,000 a month now. Used to be 2, then 3, now 5. She says her family needs more help. I said okay, total spent since I met her. I calculated it one night, $430,000, give or take. That includes everything. The house, the apartment, the car, the wedding, the gold, the monthly payments, the family help, the business investments. All of it. My investments are still intact, still generating income. My house in Manchester is still rented, bringing in money every month. I'm financially stable, I'll be fine. Some people would look at $430,000 and say, I've been robbed. I look at it and say, I've bought a life most men my age can only dream about. Do I worry Valentina will leave me? Sometimes. Late at night when I can't sleep, I think about it. What happens if I get sick? What happens if my money runs out? What happens if she meets someone younger? But then morning comes, she brings me breakfast, she smiles, she asks what I want to do today. And I stop worrying. I'm 61 years old. I could have another 20 years. I could have another 5. I don't know. What I do know is I'd rather spend whatever time I have left living like this than sitting in Manchester, in a house by myself watching TV and waiting to die. People say I'm being used. Maybe I am. But I'm using her too. I'm using her youth, her beauty, her company. It's transactional. I know that. She knows that. And we're both okay with it. That's the key to a good retirement in Colombia. Understanding what it is, not pretending it's something it's not hoping for some fairy tale romance, just understanding the exchange and being fine with it. I give Valentina everything she wants. Why? Because I can afford it, and because she gives me everything I want in return. A beautiful house, a beautiful wife, a life I never thought I'd have. Would I recommend this to other men? Only if you can afford it. Only if you understand what you're getting into. Only if you're okay with the fact that love in this situation isn't what you think it is. But if you can accept that, if you can afford it, if you want what I have, then yes, it's possible. It's wonderful. And it's worth every penny. $430,000. Best money I ever spent. This is my expat stories. Next one's coming at you soon.